forward. Good morning, TV friends, and welcome to another interesting edition of Leisure Parlor. We equally apologize for the late start of today's edition of the program, but we have a lot for you. Yes, we have a lot for you this morning. So make sure you stay tuned and don't go anywhere because we have so much for you this morning. And this is a program that comes up every Saturday when your clock clicks 9 a.m. Make sure you tune to Divine Mercy Radio Television because we are here to give you the gist, to make you laugh, and also to educate you in one aspect or another. And this morning, I'm not only alone in the parlor, but we have beautiful ladies with us. We have Eileen Summer. Good morning to you, Eileen.
Good morning, Nareshme. And good morning to our televiewers. We also have Magdalene Window in the building. Good morning. It's weekend. And yes, of course, hope you all are doing fine today.
All right, let's turn to my right. We have Magdalene Wondo. Good morning to you, Magdalene.
Good morning, Nadesh. Good morning, Eileen. And we're happy to be here again for another edition. It's Saturday. It's a time for us to just have fun on Leisure Parlor. So we hope our viewers out there are ready to cruise with us this morning.
All right, thank you very much, ladies. Thanks for coming today. And it is another Saturday, like Magdalene said, where we are here to make you laugh. And also, don't forget that our topic of discussion is going to be placed on the screen so that you can actually contribute on what you have seen on screen. So our topic this morning is, what do you think about beggars who refuse food gifts and insist on money? Yes, please, I would like Kinga to actually put a talking point this morning before we take Eileen Summer for our first slot this morning, which is our health and beauty.
All right, for our health and beauty this morning, we are going to be focusing on something that's very, very essential for our health. You know, this Saturday, 14th June is World Blood Donors Day, and I thought it wise that I should look at the importance, the essentials of donating blood and the foods. Most importantly, focus is going to be on the foods that we need to eat so that we can be able to donate blood or to boost our immune system and red blood cells. So today, as I said earlier, is World Blood Donors Day. But what you should know about blood is that it is a very vital component of the human body, which is responsible for transporting oxygen, nutrients, and hormones to every cell, as well as removing waste products and carbon dioxide. Maintaining healthy blood levels is very crucial for overall well-being and optimal body function. Now, if you don't have enough blood in your body or blood cells, you will suffer from anemia. You don't want to go through that. Anemia is a condition marked by a deficiency of red blood cells or hemoglobin and can lead to fatigue, weakness, and impaired immunity. But what's the good thing today? It is that we have some foods that can help you boost your production of blood. We are also going to look at the do's and don'ts for blood production, or let's say blood donation, as you want to go to any hospital in your area to donate blood. There are a few tips we'll be giving to you today. So let's begin with the fruits and vegetables that are good and that will produce a lot of blood for you as a person. First of all, to be able to get your system running and stay very, very strong and be able to donate. We have the first one, leafy green vegetables. You know, leafy green vegetables including what we call jamanjama, huckleberry, water leaf, you have arrow, you have okongobong, you have all of them that are green are very, very good. And green itself, you know, spinach for those who are not in the country, because these leaves contain a lot of iron, which is an essential mineral required for hemoglobin production. So if you eat a lot of that, it will help you produce hemoglobin that binds with oxygen in the lungs and carries it to the tissues throughout the body. Let's look at red meat. Yes, red meat, whether you're talking about beef, you're talking about goat's meat, everything that is meat you can consume. It's very important. It's an excellent source of iron, heme iron as it is called, which is also highly bioavailable and easily absorbed by the body and will also help to produce much blood. Let's look at beans and others. We have beans here, we have the black beans, we have white beans and all. It will also help to produce a lot of iron. You know, iron is an essential source in making us have our blood vessels or blood cells pump more of what we need to keep our bodies intact. Fortified cereals, yes, cereals which we take like cornflakes, oats, and all of these things that are also going to help us. Everything that's whole grain will help us to also produce more iron that will help oxygen to easily transfer or transmit this blood to the respective components of the body. Now poultry, let's look at poultry products. For instance, chicken, turkey, we have also eggs. Yes, they contain a lot of protein and vitamin B6, vitamin B12, all of which play vital roles in blood production. Vitamin B6 is also necessary for hemoglobin synthesis, while vitamin B12 is essential for red blood cell formation. Consuming poultry in moderation can contribute to overall blood health. So look at that. It is very, very essential. Now, seafoods. Yes, this is another rich component. Seafoods, we have fish, we have crevette, we have shrimps. Everything coming from the sea is very important. We consume plenty of it because it has omega-3 fatty acids. It also has iron, also very rich in zinc, which aids in the production of hemoglobin and red blood cells. Now, nuts and seeds. Nuts, we have groundnuts, we have almonds, we have tiger nuts, and a lot of them, dates. All of these nuts and seeds. We have egusi. Yes, of course, you have to eat a lot of them in large quantities. They are rich in vitamin E, and vitamin E helps protect red blood cells from damage, and folate plays a crucial role in DNA synthesis during red blood cell production. Now, beetroots. Sometimes when you fall sick, they'll tell you that you should consume a lot of beetroots. Yes, of course. Beetroots are also good. They have iron and vitamin C, folic acid, making them a powerful food to increase blood levels. Additionally, beetroots contain nitrates that improve blood flow and oxygen delivery to the cells. All right. Citrus fruits are also very vital in blood production, from oranges to lemons to grapefruits. They have rich components of vitamin C, and vitamin C will also help. It's a good source. Yes, a plant-based source that support red blood cell formation. And the last one, and not the least one of them all, we have snails. Yes, I had to add this one to the list because snails are also very rich, and when you eat lots of snails, it's going to help us produce our red blood cells or hemoglobin. Mixing with oxygen, it will go a long way to help us produce the blood. Now, today is World Blood Donor Day, like I said, and we have many persons who will be going to donate their blood to save lives. It's a powerful way. You are a hero. We salute well. But what you should know before going for this, you must be very hydrated. Hope you've drank a lot of water, you've slept well, you're very calm, you've not taken alcohol and fatty foods. You have iron-rich food in your systems, like I said earlier. You also have to have exercise. Yes, of course. If you want to donate blood, you don't have to be sick. No alcohol in your system. You shouldn't be pregnant. You shouldn't be breastfeeding. You shouldn't be on your period. For the women, if you're bleeding, you don't go and donate blood. And like I heard yesterday from Magdalene in her report, no tattoo. If you did tattoo in less than a year, you can't go to donate blood. So, ladies and gentlemen, these are just some of the tips we put together. And for the female, you donate blood 4 months after you've donated. So you can't donate every month. It's after every 4 months. And for males, it's after every 3 months. So these are some tips we put together and some essential foods you can eat so that you can boost your blood cells and donate to those who are in need.
Thank you very much, Eileen, for that presentation. And today is also the World Blood Donor Day, like you said, and it's also important. So we are all encouraging people out there to actually go and help those in need. It is very important. So, Magdalene, have you ever come across someone who actually donates blood, or maybe have you been one of like a victim of it?
I've not been a donor, but my elder brother used to be a donor. He's very gigantic, and men tend to, he used to donate, he used to go to the hospitals, and like like the doctor said yesterday, Dr. Isono, there is this benefit that it comes to donors. You have free medical checks, because once you go to donate blood, they have to do all the medical checks, everything. So it gives you the opportunity to also have free checks, and it's a very laudable initiative for every donor. And we'll talk mostly of voluntary donors, because there is voluntary, there is family donor, and there is paid donor. So they are trying to discourage these paid donors when you come to the hospital, just because when you need money, that's when you feel as you can come and donate blood so that they're going to pay you back. So voluntary donors, when you just sit and you feel like, okay, I should donate blood to save a life, I think those people are wonderful heroes out there.
Okay. And also Eileen also mentioned something which is very important. I didn't know about it, about someone having tattoo. The person is not encouraged to ask why.
Between 1 year. Because in the course of tattooing, you must have lost some
Exactly.
blood. Okay.
And maybe there is chemical in your system. Maybe they're saying after a year, at least everything must have stabilized with your system. Then you are free to donate blood.
And
Then
it's not
within that
advisable
year,
to do the tattoo itself.
I'm telling you, but
Advisable.
out of
not listen.
They
So
won't.
they go for it. So, but I just want to add that donating blood is very important, very crucial. If you do that, believe me, you have done it. You feel better. Unfortunately, the person that donated for passed later, and I really felt bad, because I really thought I was going to save a life. But then that blood went a long way to keep him for the few days and all. So imagine you being the reason why somebody is alive.
Alive, very
Just go to the
important.
those your drops of blood goes to a million of
Exactly.
people. You don't know
So
who exactly is going to. So
That's right.
I feel
blood
like
cannot be bought, like they say.
Yeah.
You cannot produce blood just through humans. So it's not a commodity on the market that can be sold at
anyone who donates blood, that person is a supernatural human being.
Exactly.
Because some people will not do it.
Thank you very
People are
much,
scared.
Eileen. And also, there's this question that I've been hearing people talk about, this doubt that when you go to donate blood, they have to pay you at the end of it. Is it advisable?
That's what I was saying.
Because
that
like you're going to save a life, and you're
Yes.
expecting payment.
You know, back then they used to sell blood. Like you come to the store,
Okay.
you buy a pint of blood. But now they're trying to discourage that aspect. Like that's what they brought. I think that's what they brought about the family donor. You can come and sign an undertaking that you're going to take 2 pints of blood, and thereafter you're going to bring a replacement for that blood. They're discouraging payment for you to feel like you have to be paid.
Yeah, though we have people who do that just like, I don't know if I should say business.
Yes.
The hospitals already know them. When they need them, they call them.
Yeah.
They donate blood, and then they give them tips. I can just call it tips.
Tips. That's
because
right.
there's some people that put it on their status that they need a blood donor. Someone will pay me and say how much.
Yes.
I used to feel a time. I
People
mean, you're
are
going to save a life. You're
Imagine
asking
you're
how
the
much.
one.
That's
Your
it.
family cannot pay for that blood production.
I'm telling you,
Put
it's
yourself in the family's shoes.
Okay, thank you very much, Eileen. And TV friends, it is time for us to take you to the next lot, which is Kitchen Corner. And today, I'm actually making something which is easy, and we have Cameroonians and Nigerians who actually consume this particular meal.
Finally,
it's
it's
called the porridge yam.
ooh.
Porridge yam. You know, we have heard of the porridge cocoa. I've heard of plantain, but I decided to make yam
Porridge
today
yam.
because you might leave your office and you just go back to the house. Maybe you have yam at the house and you don't even know what to do. Yes, but this particular yam porridge is very, very easy to make as far as you have all the ingredients with you. So to actually prepare your porridge yam, you will have the yam itself. There are some people that will go for tomatoes. You can use tomatoes if you want. You can go for the onions. You can go for the smoked fish or dry fish. Then you can also go for palm oil. You have the crayfish. Like Eileen mentioned, it's advisable to consume crayfish if you want to have enough blood in your system. So go for that crayfish. Also, you have the seasoning cube. You have salt. You have pepper. If you want to put pepper, it's all very, very optional. So that is the parish cocoa, and straight away we go now to the method that we have to actually do. Now you have to cut your yam into circles, then into half moons and peel. Just like the image that you see on your screen, that is a yam, you cut them into half moons. Some people prefer to just make it like the Bayangi people, they prefer to just make it round like that. Now you wash your yam pieces and place into a pot, then pour in water to about the level of the yam slices. Please don't put too much. Let it just be at a level. You know that yam does not take too long on the fire itself. So you chop your tomatoes, onion, and throw in. Then you add in your oil, your crayfish, your smoked fish, or maybe dry meat. You add your salt, your seasoning cube, and your pepper if you want to, and you bring it to a boil, and you check pot every after 10 minutes. You open your pot after 10 minutes and make sure everything is there. Now if you go and you open it's not ready, you can add water depending on how much you want the liquid to actually be in the pot. Yes, if you want enough liquid, then you can add more water, but if you just want it to be normal, you can actually do that. And please, when you're making this, do not stir the pot, please, because when you stir, it's actually going to make the yam to be soft, and it's going to just be tight. Make sure you use a wooden spoon toward the end when you have added everything. Now if you want the oil, the palm oil, to penetrate into the yam, when you're finished preparing, close the pot for about 10 minutes without stirring. Close it for about 10 minutes, and when you come back, you open it, you'll see that oil, the oil itself has penetrated, enter the yam, and it's making you to just have that appetite to consume it. So if you want to make porridge yam, then this is the tips that I bought for you this morning. It is very, very easy. 10 minutes, you're ready. So let's just say you can use about 15 and 30 minutes to actually prepare everything, and 10 minutes on the fire. That is just all. So you can save this for your family to consume. You can even make it maybe for your friends who are coming to just come and visit you. It's also very important for you to make porridge yam. So this is what I had for you this morning when it comes to your kitchen corner: how to make porridge yam, and also how to let that oil I like to cook it, that oil itself, let it penetrate into the yam. That's to make it or to actually make it to be so I'm just just seeing myself already consuming that particular meal. But because I'm sorry, Kinga saw this image, she was like, he has to do this, he has to prepare this. Because once in a while, there's some people that actually forget that there's something like that exists. They go for rice, they boil the yam to consume with something else, forgetting that they can easily porridge it, which is very, very easy. And children love this meal so much because you don't stretch yourself like a ripe plantain that you want to bite and chew. No, it's very easy, and it's tough for you to consume. You can even give it to babies who are 6 months. You try to make it to be soft in a bowl, and you feed them to eat. So this is what I had for you when it comes to kitchen corner. I don't know if the ladies actually love porridge yam except else.
Porridge yam is very delicious. One of those delicious meals that I think almost everybody would love to eat. I love it much, and I think I have one big yam in my house that I might want to. I have been thinking of that. It's like Nadesh slept and came into my mindset and stole my recipe for today. Yes, exactly. She came to my mind and thought about it. I'm thinking of preparing that yam today. Yes, just like she did it. I think it will be a good lunch for me, and Magdalene and Nadesh can join me. Let's eat together. But I'm thinking of maybe we should add some smoked meat. Have you ever added smoked meat inside? Oh my god,
that meat itself like that.
Very,
that oil.
Oh my god, that oil penetrates.
You know when you make nantari, the oil in the cocoyam itself.
Thank you. Oh my god, porridge yam is everything.
It's a simple recipe. My grandma used to like to do this a lot. She would just do it with mololo. And crayfish, red oil, so that was it.
Exactly.
That was it. And when she gets back from the farm, she's contemplating. Try for holidays with her. What will she do at this moment before she cooks something? Yam, she just peels fast,
and it's very affordable too.
I think the only thing that is expensive is the yam itself.
Is the yam.
Yes, and you should also be careful when you're buying. Some of us don't even know the difference between Calabar, that dry yam. Some of this yam, you see some.
You have just Calabar yam from Nigeria. You have Ghanaian yam. That's also white. You have the one also from Cameroon. So some people don't really know how to differentiate. The one from Cameroon, they're smallish, they're long and smallish.
And you have some, I don't know how to put tongues. Yes, you have some tongues.
Then the Calabar one is bigger. Then the one from Nigeria now is round. It's like cocoyams, bigger
Okay.
version of cocoyams. It's just I used to see that a lot in Douala.
Douala,
So it should be.
okay.
I bet it's really tasty.
Yeah, I
as
want the
well.
tasty
That's
type.
right. I want that like yam. Hi.
Exactly.
On the tasty type.
Okay, ladies, it's time for us to shake our bodies small and also to keep our viewers this morning. Please, if you're watching us this morning, that is our talking point for you to contribute. Yes, what do you think about beggars who refuse food gifts and prefer money? What do you think about it? That is our talking point this morning that we want you to contribute. Do not just be a silent viewer. Yes, please contribute on that particular topic. It is very important. Let's get your opinion on that. Okay, meanwhile, while waiting for your contribution, we now take you to our next slot, which is our musical interlude for our broadcaster to give us something to shake small. Remember, it is raining outside there, so we just want to shake our body small to keep ourselves warm. Very much, Kinge, for that beautiful musical interlude there. Yes, I'm sweating already because it is actually cold and raining outside there. Okay, it is time for us to take you to our next slot. I love this slot so much. Culture and beauty. If you don't want to look beautiful, now you sabi. That's your own. That's your own opinion. Okay, we have this text, Magdalene. Please let me just take in this text before we take the next slot. It says, "Good morning, Sister Nadesh. I am Leonard Nkwele from Kumba. Yes, I think some people prefer taking money for gifts than food because with money you can purchase any gift of your choice. Somebody can gift you with a type of food you won't love, so some people will prefer taking money." Eileen,
Beggar with a choice. Wow.
beggar with a choice.
Tofia. Let me do like Nigerians. Tofia. No, I refuse. Yes, you may have your preference.
Okay.
You may have your preference. We all have preferences in life, but as a beggar, you should not have a choice.
Okay.
Beggar no dey get choice. Yes, beggar no get choice. And for me, I look at it from another perspective. It's not even about choice.
Yeah.
Why are you insisting that somebody should give you money? For me, it sounds mysterious.
You have a mission.
It's like you're on a mission. It's like, you know, it's where people they talk and say people they take money go spoil them.
Yes.
That's exactly where my mind goes
Of
to.
course.
Okay.
There are many people here in Cameroon, beggars, that you want to go and buy them food. You don't even know if after that food that person will give you lots and lots of money.
Imagine you walking by the roadside and you see a beggar sitting down.
Yeah.
And maybe you want to put food and the person takes the food and give you back and say, "Give me money."
Can you imagine? It is not allowed. Okay, if you need money for transportation, that's something else. I can even pay your transport.
Yeah.
I can give it to the taxi driver immediately. I must not hand the money in your hand.
Yeah.
But if you say you're hungry and you want food and I say let's go and eat and you say no, give me that money, and lie with
Means
this man.
you're-
You are a criminal. You should be a criminal or
You're not really a beggar.
or someone who is what's the word? You have fetish reasons why you want to get that
that
money. That's my take. That's what I
Okay.
think. It becomes scary. I can give the money on Nadesh, but when that person start insist say he want na money no be chop,
Yes.
it becomes very suspicious.
Suspicious.
Very suspicious and fetish for me.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you for that contribution. Magdalene, so what's cooking for us? What's there for us when it comes to culture and beauty?
Today you see this, the whole of this time I'm focusing on culture because we
Love
are all beautiful. We are too beautiful on set, so let's get a little into the culture. So today I want to look at the significance of beads in the Cameroonian culture. We know beads signifies different things in different cultures, though I'm not going to go specifically maybe waist beads, anklets, or all the like. I just want to give a global significance, and then maybe subsequently we're going to look at it specifically so that people will get to understand why they wear certain things, not just being carried away by the fashion or the mode and all of that. So I want to look at the significance of beads. What does beads signify, or what do they mean in a Cameroonian culture? Beads are first of all very, very significant, and they play a very significant cultural and of course symbolic role in different cultures. It often indicates social status, wealth, and spiritual connection. It is also used in various ways like clothing, jewelry, and even on ceremonial objects, reflecting reflecting the wearer's identity and heritage. Back in the days, beads they used to classify people wearing beads to belong to a specific social status and being wealthy. Beads, particularly those made of certain materials, there were certain materials that these beads were being made of, and were historically used to signify social rank and wealth, with elaborate bead work often reserved for royalty, chiefs, and other prominent members of the society. So back in the days, it's not anybody that could just take a bead and wear it. It was really forbidden for everybody. Excuse me. And you also have cultural identity and tradition. Beads also deeply ingrained art form in Cameroon, with specific patterns and styles often associated with particular ethnic groups and regions. If you take a good look at Cameroon, there are different ethnic groups with different kinds of beads. They could all be made of the same material, but then the bead work is different. The art is different to signify specific things in their culture. So you want to also look at how the beads are, how they are being worn. Some people wear a double beads on their neck. Some people wear 2, 3 on the both arms that they have beads on them, and they also have it on their feet or on their foot like anklets. So you want to be very, very keen when you are looking at these people. You might be talking to a royalty and you do not know, and you disregard them. You don't know what is going to happen to you. So you have to be very careful. And of course, like we said, they're also used for ceremonies. We have weddings. If you look at traditional weddings in Cameroon now, you not wearing beads, you're out of fashion, like you're out of mode. People have a way of beautifully arranging these beads. You might want your beads in a particular way to suit the way you dress. You just get to the designer and explain whatever you want to them to suit your occasion and the way you want to look. Also, beads are used to create traditional attire such as skirts, head dresses, and jewelry, which are worn for ceremonies, festivals, and other important cultural events. You see, most cultures or ethnic groups, they have beads made as dresses. They signify a lot. Maybe they signify a particular thing to that culture, as a dance or a dress to use and dance to appease their gods or whatever. But then the beads signify differently in different cultures. So you might want to get beads, but then you should try as much as you can to know what they signify in particular culture, so that, like I always say, you give respect to people's culture, because that is their heritage, that is their identity. It's also used as decorative art and adornment. Beyond their symbolic meanings, beads also are valued for aesthetic qualities and are used to create beautiful and intricate decorative items. Apart from just being normal beads, people use it for their events. It depends on what event you're hosting and what message you want to pass across. Remember, beads pass across a very significant message. Either it's heritage, it identifies you to an ethnic group or a region, it identifies you to your social status, be you wealthy, be you the middle class, whatever. There is a significant message you're passing across whenever you wear beads. So don't just be carried away to just say you want to match with your dress, you just carry a bead on you. Be careful what you wear. Don't just beads are very significant, so you want to look at a bead very closely and even do research. Like I always say, we have phones, the media is open. You want to just go through the media and get meaningful things that pertain to that particular beat. We also want to know that beats are also a form of poetry where they can enhance the visual appeal and texture of the piece. Some people are gifted in bead work, like they master it, they do it so well that you can just take a bead. You can wear, most people nowadays use beads like decorative jewelry for their dresses. You just want to wear a plain dress and then you get a bead and put on it. So you just want to be very careful the way you're going about getting beads. Look at what is going to suit the dress you're wearing or the occasion you're attending. You also want to be careful what you wear as it concerns beads, because you might carry someone's traditional heritage and you're taking it to a party like a layman. you do not know. So it's always good to be aware of whatever you use. And we also have beads as trade and exchange. Some communities, some ethnic groups still use beads as a form of exchange, income, and all of that. So beads are very, very important because beads have been used as a form of currency and exchange, facilitating trade between different communities. Some people would say, okay, for me to give you a bunch of plantain, you're supposed to give me your one of your bracelets because they know the value of that bracelet. So we're doing exchange regarding the value of things. So you want to look at the roles and maybe the specific significance to every ethnic group. Beads, their significance vary from culture to culture. So don't just be carried away. You carry a bead and you just wear without knowing. And we also have that these pearls are intended to mark a high rank in the hierarchy and play a protective role. Like I said then, beads also serve as protection, they serve as social status, they serve as wealth and identification and heritage. So you want to be very careful when you're wearing beads. You want to do a lot of research on which beads you're wearing because it's a sign of prestige and royalty. They are worn during important traditional ceremonies, maybe such as king enthronement and funerals, birth and marriage. So that's what I gathered for us this morning, and it was just for us to be reminded of the significance of beads. When getting a bead, you want to be careful what you're wearing, what you're getting, and to know the significant role it plays in various cultures. So that was it for today.
Thank you very much, Magdalene. Eileen, how often do you admire beads when you see them?
I'm a lover of beads.
Okay.
I love everything beads, from bags to shoes to bracelets to earrings, jewelry, everything beads. On clothes, anything that comes beaded. It's just different, it's unique, it's African, it's lovely. So I really do appreciate this cultural part of our heritage, and Magdalena has brought it to the limelight today. We can valorize it in one way or the other. Like she said, do a little bit of research before putting some of those things. But you know that the common one on the market, everybody goes and buy. You have those traditional ones that you cannot wear it and enter my village. You cannot wear it and enter Magdalene's village. They will restrict you. There are particular ones that are sold only to the Mafos. The title men in the village, those the chindas who work with the funds and all of that. So you cannot just wear it and your palace picking them. Like then you wear some particular thing, so watch out and be careful when you wear them too.
Okay. I think there's one other image that Magdalene showed on screen. Is mostly worn by the South Africans. You have the Zulu tribe and the Zoza. I think they always have, I don't know how to put it, but it's the cap.
Like
cap.
Yes.
Then they have the kind of beads, and I saw Eileen was trying to demonstrate and I think that one
so
it's very beautiful.
South Africans, Kenyans,
Tanzanians, they have
these people from Southern Africa, East Africa. They know how to beat themselves.
They do. They give a lot of meaning to
someone's dress very well, and you must see
gorgeous.
At least either the hand has a band, the beads, or maybe the neck, or maybe the earring. And you know that some of them is their culture to have it on their legs.
Exactly, even on their waist.
Yes. Okay, thank you very much, Magdalene. But how often do you love beads?
I will only wear beads when I'm wearing some kind of traditional.
Maybe you're going for a traditional wedding.
It's not really my thing.
Okay.
It's not really my thing.
Don't forget that a traditional wedding you have.
Of course, that's what I'm saying. There are specific occasions that you are bound. Sometimes you're just bound to wear these beads. But for me to just,
you're not really a bead person.
Yes, I'm not.
Okay.
I'm not.
Everybody has their preference. I see Nadesh having a lot of
I love beads.
She's a fan. She's a fan.
She's a fan.
So much.
That's really nice.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much, ladies. Okay, now this particular fun time, have you ever experienced a situation where you're in let's just say in an examination class, and you have your invigilator who's moving around and sees you writing something and say, is this what they taught to me? Next year you still come and meet me again this how do you feel when you say, especially when you're writing exams?
That's demoralizing.
It's scary. Please don't do that to students.
Don't just let them. Yes, because you just work on the child's psychology. The child is just
them.
He or she just becomes numb because how can you're struggling to answer a question with all confidence? Maybe you've interpreted the question wrongly, and then they can't tell you, say you will come back for the class.
off balance. That's distort all your entire day.
Everything just makes you feel uncomfortable. I know that some also invigilators out there that some people don't even encourage you, they'll leave you to write well.
I'm telling you,
So
some
you
will
have
even
time.
some will look at you in a kind of way, just look at,
Give you
just give you a signal.
Yes.
Yes. If I'm sure I'm so dumb, they're looking at they're giving you a signal, you're looking and you're not seeing the signal. So
Exactly.
Okay, our fun time today is based on this particular what we have just discussed now.
Yeah,
And it
situation.
is done for us by CJ. You have the types of invigilators when it comes to examinations and other stuff.
Okay.
So, Kinge, please let's have our fun time.
And in the course of this paper, no noise in the hall. If you share the script and I see you talking, consider it. No noise. You stand up. Wow. You will start this paper 15 minutes when everybody has started. You cannot be quiet in the hall for what? Share the script. Share it. Share it. Has everybody had papers? Start. Some of you will come back here next year. It's so clear. What's the formula for water? HO2, right? Some of you have not even been attending classes. Some of you have never sat in class. I'm ready to see your faces here next year. As I'm living here, I'm writing your name in the register because you will repeat. It's so obvious. Some of you will repeat. It's a must. Please, no noise. When your script are in front of you, quiet, please. Please shake it.
That's what we say. There are types of invigilators. There are some people that will make you feel so tense. You don't even, maybe you had an idea, and the next minute that the person like just gives you that discouraging word, you just feel so discouraging to write what you have in mind, which is not very, very good. So I don't know, Magdalene, any lesson from this particular test? Have you ever experienced this, and how did you feel?
you know, I've experienced a serious over nothing invigilator. Yes. He just comes to class, he just scares you for nothing. But then, you know, when you've prepared for the exam, I used to be that student that you don't move me, whatever you say, I know that I'm not going to do anything wrong. So maybe you're just talking to yourself. But then, when they just get into class, you're tensed. From the first word, so they don't even greet you. They just come. Sit well. Like they just trigger you. The mockers are the worst. Mockers are the worst. Better again are phone users. You know when you're struggling with a question and then a teacher comes by you and tell you that you're not serious.
Is this what they
Examination hall. And you have there's no one in front of you. There's no one by you to help you. Just you yourself.
So traumatized.
It is really
just imagine that
traumatizing.
it is your first paper.
Oh no. It's really traumatizing. At least these teachers should help. Better you serious over nothing.
Yeah, just be serious. Allow the children.
And then the phone users too, you know, they also encourage children to fidget a lot in class because the children know you're not watching. There's lack of,
and the time
they disturb the serious, the ones that are, you know, some people have a very reduced or less concentration level. So some people can just concentrate for like 2 minutes and the class, everybody is fidgeting, that touching. Big number 2.
And at times, just someone can be right, and maybe you're forgetting about a particular point, and you just ask your friend, you just say, "Is the you're going to get all your point back?" It's very common.
The invigilator catches you doing that and sends you out of class for 1 hour. That's mean.
Serious?
That's mean. You know, that means you're going to fail that particular test.
Because you staying out, you already get very tense. and they have to come back and continue. Everyone has gone 1 or 30 minutes ahead of you.
Yeah.
It's really not easy. That's why it's always encouraged that concentrate on your paper.
Concentrate on your paper.
Concentrate on your paper.
Have faith in yourself.
Yeah.
Believe in what you studied and what you're writing. In fact, just consider that you know or you don't know, period.
Period.
It's either you know or you
don't know.
Exactly.
So don't jeopardize
Yeah.
your exams, moving to the next class, passing, and all of that, just because you want to have one right and then you get to fail all the rest because you're disqualified or sent out of the classroom. So just focus on your focus.
All right. I'm sure Eileen has just advised all the GCE candidates, those
Exactly.
those who are finished. If you're finished writing, just have the hope that you're going to pass.
Exactly.
Yes, just have
Stay
the hope that you'll
positive.
pass. And those who are still writing, please, Eileen has said it, stay positive. It is very, very important.
It is important.
Yeah.
Focus.
Focus on your focus.
Yes.
Focus on your focus. Okay, ladies, it is said that we have to actually end this particular program, but opinions count a lot. We cannot leave our viewers this morning without our own opinions. It's very, very important. So let me go by my left. Eileen's body is itching to actually talk on this particular point.
Eager to talk.
Oh my God.
All right, Eileen, what's your take?
Well, this talking point, there's something that happened. I don't know if actually it happened, but we learned on some radio stations here in Boya. We followed the program where we heard that someone gave money to another person to help them or something like a gift. And then later on, the person's manhood disappeared. Yes, it started here in Boya. And then later we started hearing stories of that in Yaoundé, which were refuted by the Fundi Senior Divisional Officer. So we followed some radio stations talk about that at Learn here in Boya. I'm not so sure where precisely it happened, but that was on the radio. Yes, that was on our media. And we believe that our media personalities in Boya are trained, and they will not just come up with such a story if they don't have facts, if they haven't fact checked what actually happened. So we've also had a lot of people in the past who have complained about gifting. Generally, there are some people that cannot even gift somebody, especially a stranger, because they are scared of what that person might do with the item coming from them, because these items have their DNA, have their, in fact, there's a lot that is on those gifts, So when it comes to money, people will tell you, do not give somebody money, do not give beggars money. Better you give it to a church, give it to an orphanage, give it to an NGO that will then buy gifts and go and give it back to the people. So in one way or the other, you're helping a poor person, maybe not that immediate person. There are a lot of beggars on the street, and you don't know the hearts of some of these people. A lot of sad stories have popped up of
Like
people
the
feeling
recent one in
destinies of
Yaoundé.
others.
The recent incident that happened in Yaoundé.
Exactly. Can you enlighten us about
Where
it?
you had the students who actually saw the guy at the roadside and he was asking for transport.
Okay.
So the student moved his only 50 that he had
Yeah.
and gave it to that man. And the next minute his private part was missing.
Voila. That is where we hear that the SDO of Mfundi, which is in Yaoundé, has come and refuted that those claims are false.
Okay.
Those claims are false. But we also heard about it in Boya. There is no smoke without fire. Me, I already joke with stories that touch. So I don't think a beggar should have a choice. That's just what I would say.
Okay.
I can give you gifts. Also, your spirit, your discernment.
Yeah,
There's this
it's-
powerful sense of
it
discernment,
matters.
ladies,
It's
that
very
the Holy
important.
Spirit will tell you that you can gift. That some people who come to beg from me, I look at the person, I'm like, this one is looking very dangerous, and if my spirit does not align and say give this person money, even if I have, I will not give you, I'm sorry, but that's how it will pass. I prefer to give it to the church, I prefer to give it to an NGO to in turn give it to those who are in need. That's my take.
Okay, Magdalene, before I take your own opinion, we have this text. Say good morning to you all in the studio. One of the panelists in the studio is wearing cowries. It's not me. Wearing cowries. Eileen, I see you somewhere. Which in the Northwest tradition, only the chief's wife wears cowries. Thanks, Julius Peter, writing all the way from Douala.
Oh, okay, yeah. You know, like I said, you can wear these things in areas that it is allowed, but I cannot take this to my village. You understand? I will not be allowed to move around it because, like he said, I think I also discussed this with Yannick on Sabe Vichinos. It's just aesthetic, and then we have the real natural cowries. That one, this one is more of plastic. Is the Chinese version, or it's not really that traditional cowries. So it's the lofo of the cowries that we know. So yes, of course, we know that particular traditional role. I cannot take this to my village. It will not be allowed.
Okay.
Yeah.
Magdalene, so what's your take on our topic of discussion today?
First of all, I go with the cultures that kick against begging. Like the Muslim, the Bororo culture, if I'm right, they are against begging. They're not allowed to beg because.
But always see these women at the roadside.
Yeah.
Yes, they are not. They are not of Bororo. Those are foreigners.
All
if
right.
I should say.
Refugees.
Yes,
Right.
most of them they are against, because to me, even you sitting at that spot begging, you could buy even cola nuts and sit there.
Thank you.
Do an exchange. People will have pity on you. They'll buy from you out of pity. It's better to do that rather than you sitting. You see a man with hands,
2 legs,
healthy man. You're coming to
me
beg
to
from
beg.
me. I'm
Healthy
also
woman.
hustling to make ends meet for myself. So then the most you can do is get something doing. And most of them, apart from the money, they don't even want you to help them out with jobs.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You see a healthy man walking into a restaurant telling you, I'm hungry.
Thank you.
And
How
There's
can
a
you be
job
hungry when you
somewhere.
can work?
Yeah.
We are discouraging begging because it's not even something to talk about. Talk less of you preferring money over what I want
They're
to
trying
do.
to help you, and
Imagine.
you're trying
And
to
you're
make
making
choices.
That
choices.
city.
So for me, begging should not be an option. There are several organizations, NGOs that are willing to help people who are willing to work. Like people are out there willing to give you a job for a payment, rather than you moving around with your children begging.
What happened to the money you've been begging for past
What have you
months?
done with
That's
it?
another point.
Can't you use that money and start a
And start
business
a
like
business.
Madeleine?
Even
Say
why not?
granules,
I'm
Even
telling you.
bananas, say
People
even
will buy.
lotus, people will buy.
But
It's
then you
business.
sit there and you're begging,
And
just
they're
for
coming to help you,
100.
You have
and you're
people
giving,
with
and
no
you're
hands.
trying to.
They
You
are
have
doing
people
a
with no
lot.
eyes.
Go to
Without
There is
eyes.
this man who does Omo
Thank
and
you.
he's visually impaired.
That's it.
Voila.
But he's
Uncle Eugene.
succeeding.
Thank you.
He's succeeding. So how can someone who does not even see
Exactly.
does a lot, and you who sees?
Very well. You have
People
2
without hands are using
Yeah.
other parts of their body to weave, using their legs to weave, using and you're just sitting there while disabled person who are disabled and having visual impairment are working, and you want me with your 2 eyes, your hands and your legs to work and give you.
And you can even
Come
talk
on,
again for
bro.
that matter.
See,
not like that.
I
I'll
feel
just
very,
snap. I
I feel
and
very traumatized when I even see beggars, because
Yeah.
our society has made us to understand that there is a lot going on
Exactly.
with begging. You
It's a
giving
scary world.
to strangers, giving out to strangers. There are a lot of people that will not give to strangers. They'll prefer, like Eileen said, to give it to NGOs or to church or to organizations that are willing to go to the community to help, but not me
Giving you
having a
directly.
one-on-one with these people. So you begging is not even an option. You could get something something that is going to fetch you even 100 francs a day for you to get food and eat.
And Magdalene, let me just add this: some of these beggars are really disrespectful. They are so bold. Somebody will be begging you for money. Happened to me recently, and you tell the person, "Oh, I'm sorry, I don't have." This person is insisting that you should give them money,
Even
as if
this,
you're
even
telling
this,
them
that.
lies that you don't have. And then when you tell them, "I don't have 500 francs," because this boy was actually insisting on 500 francs.
yeah.
I said, "I don't have 500 francs. I'm also just coming from the hospital, and I've spent all my money." And he's like, because he was telling me he's coming from the hospital, showing me his wound, an operation wound that had healed like 3 years ago. And I'm like, this person is not sure. And then he's like, even coins, he's not
Can you imagine?
insisting.
He's not
that I'm
insisting
giving
that you
coins.
have it, but you
And
don't want
he's-
to give.
He's like getting aggressive to get
I'm
the
telling
money from
you.
me. I'm like, no, please, I don't have, and that's it. So we should be careful out there. We should really be careful. Do not be aggressive when begging, please.
Yeah, there was even another incident at checkpoint there. I wanted to take a cab from checkpoint to enter the area they call it I've forgotten how is it Bitingi itself. So I said
Towards the
let me
central
go to other direction. One guy met me and said I should help him with 200. He wants to go up to Bokwai. I said okay, come and enter, I'm going to pay. He didn't enter.
Okay.
you
Even
get?
if that
Do
driver was
you
like,
get?
but that's the guy that you want to assist. Why he's not interested? I said, driver,
Voila.
let's just go. He's not serious.
Thank you.
And most of the time, when I see these beggars out there, I feel a type. I'm like, you have everything. You have your two hands, your two legs, eyes, everything. Why don't you go and look for something to do? Why move around begging?
Yeah.
And it also brings your dignity down, because people will
course.
be like, you're not.
People talk to you anyhow, but then if you were doing something, even just for 1,000 francs
very
daily,
important.
people will respect you for what you're doing, because you're doing dignified
if you go
work.
to Ash, you see those we have legs. They're actually
Yes,
producing
those-
things
yeah.
there, and they're selling in the market.
Thank you.
The other day we're going to Limbe. I saw this particular guy from Ash. He has this wheelchair.
Yeah.
He was actually driving and going to Ash to go and look for something there to
Yeah,
do.
those
When we were
persons-
returning, we saw him coming back around 4. I was like, this is someone that you can actually look
Thank you.
and help, because the person is serious with
Those
it.
persons
then
have
sh-
special abilities.
Exactly.
And they have strengths from
The
every corner.
genuinely disabled persons don't want people to help them.
That's
Exactly.
They want to
They-
be
they-
able
yeah,
to
they
solve
don't-
a
they don't
problem
feel
themselves.
vulnerable.
Yeah, they don't want you to have pity on them.
Exactly.
They want to be purposeful and help contribute in nation building.
Yeah.
Not like the other guys who are just lazy with their hands and everything. They are not disabled, but they just want people to give them. Come on, we discourage that.
And it's not really good. So we're really against that. Even if the person is hungry, how, please give the person that particular food. Don't give your money.
Yeah.
Someone like me, I'm scared though. If you come and ask for me money, I'm very scared.
Why will
First,
you even ask for money?
the first thing that will come to my mind, but who are you?
I'll
I
pay
don't know
for the
you.
food you want to eat, but for my money to you, I won't
It'll be
give it.
difficult.
If you're hungry, I'll buy food for you,
That's
but
it.
for me to give you money, it's going to be a very difficult thing.
It's a no.
Okay. All right, ladies, thank you very much for that insight. I'm sure our viewers have actually picked up something from what we have said, and equal thanks to all those who have contributed on today's edition of the program, and also all the silent viewers on a place day. Thank you
place
very much. So, ladies, weekend
Yes.
vibe. What's popping? What's there for us this weekend?
Well, I think work.
Okay.
And maybe rest, because I'm going to the regional hospital for blood donor day.
Okay.
I think I would also love to donate blood once again.
I hope
and
you're
be a
eating
hero.
well.
I've not eaten. Maybe they'll give me food at the hospital. Maybe they'll give me some milk, because I always see at some centers they give like milk. You can take milk off some fruits so that
Okay.
you can be able to produce the blood. Yeah.
All right, Maddie. How's the weekend?
For me, my choir is celebrating. Tomorrow is
Oh.
Holy Trinity Feast Day, and Holy Trinity Choir Boya Town, we are celebrating our feast day. So it's just going to be celebration weekend.
Please,
For
what
me.
time is the mass? Maybe I'll dodge small from St. Charles and come up to say.
I'm sure it's going to be the first mass of the day, 6:30 a.m. mass. Yes, we're going to be animating the mass, and it's just going to be a beautiful Sunday to just thank God for keeping us strong and together throughout. And after our novena and recollection, there's a lot to just be thankful to God for.
Exactly. All right, thank you very much, ladies. For my own weekend, we have Father Batamak, who is actually, although his celebration for 10 years in the priesthood since 2 months ago, he decided to just do a Thanksgiving mass today, and it's nice that we just go show him that support, that love and everything, because to be a priest is not easy. If you don't have the community, you don't have the Christians out there, then it's very difficult on your side. But when you see the population or the Christian, the parishioners coming out in the numbers to support you on your day, because they say 10 years is not 10 days. It's
10
very, very
months.
important. So I think I myself, I'll be leaving for me just to go actually celebrate the Thanksgiving mass with him, which is
Very
also
beautiful.
very, very important. So ladies, it is time for us to pack our bags and equally tell our viewers this morning, thank you for watching, thank you for being with us. Don't forget that next week Saturday, same time, same station, don't go anywhere, and a rebroadcast of this particular edition Tuesday, same time, same station. So stay tuned and do have a blessed weekend. Bye bye.
Ciao, ciao.